Good day, South Africa. I'm James Brown and welcome to the Daily Strange Stories. I'll be filling in for my brother, John Brown, while he's on his annual leave. Tonight, we're exploring accounts that challenge what we think we know. Our lead story demands attention. Katiso Molefe's henchmen and senior police boss threatened General Mkhwanazi and his two detectives over DJ Sumbody's death as General Masemola orders 121 dockets taken from Mkhwanazi by Shadrack Sibiya to be returned. As South Africa continues to fight organized crime, a chilling web of threats has emerged, putting the lives of KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi and two key detectives in serious danger. These investigators, deeply involved in probing the murder of popular musician DJ Sumbody and a series of related killings, have faced direct intimidation from family members and friends of the accused, as well as from a senior police officer in the Vaal Rand area. The situation has grown so dire that the National Prosecuting Authority has stepped in, urgently requesting protection for the team to ensure their safety and the security of critical evidence. This unfolding drama highlights the high stakes in a case that connects contract killings, corruption, and powerful criminal networks, with National Police Commissioner General Fannie Masemola recently ordering the return of 121 crucial dockets that had been removed from the investigation team. At the center of it all lies the question of why DJ Sumbody was really killed, a mystery tied to stolen drugs, cartel influences, and betrayals within the system. The threats began escalating during court sessions in Vereeniging, where the detectives found themselves followed from the building after hearings. Inside the courtroom, family and friends of the suspects made open threats, while additional warnings came through informers and even from a high-ranking police official in the Vaal Rand region. These incidents have created an atmosphere of extreme risk, with the investigators now under 24-hour bodyguard protection as ordered by authorities. The application for safeguarding, submitted in August, describes how the case has been thoroughly built, linking the accused directly to multiple charges that could lead to long prison terms and life sentences for assassinations. The document emphasizes that these organized criminals are determined to destroy evidence or disrupt the trial by any means necessary, making the protection of the detectives and the case files an immediate priority.
The applicant is a dangerous criminal with no regard to human life. The crimes that he is charged with are at this stage 4 counts of conspiracy to commit murder, 4 counts of murder, and if he is convicted, he will face a long term of imprisonment. The evidence against the applicant is overwhelming, and if released on bail, he has a strong motive to evade justice. He has means to leave the country at any time. In summary, his movement across border over years is as follows. Applicant left Republic of South Africa 115 times since 2004, December 2021, until 2004, February 25. During his arrest in Vereeniging, applicant handed over his passport to me. What is significant is that after he succeeded with bail appeal, he on numerous occasions contacted me through his lawyer requesting his passport to be handed back to him. I refused to hand to him his passport back because I consider him to be a flight risk, especially now with further charges being handed against him.
General Mkhwanazi, who leads the political killings task team, has also been drawn into this dangerous spotlight. His public statements in July 2025 accused senior officials of interfering in investigations, including attempts to disband his team and stall probes into high-profile murders in the entertainment industry.
On the 6th of December 2024, the task team visited the premises of the 2 of the high-profile syndicate, of which one, Mr. Katiso Molefe, was arrested for the murder of Mr. Swart of QTech. On the 30th December 2024, the ballistic expert issued a ballistic report which linked these firearms not only with the murder of Mr. Swart, but these firearms were linked with a number of high-profile cases. And these cases include very high-profile South African artists that were murdered in Gauteng, which occurred dating back as far as 2021.
He has pointed to criminal networks tied to drug cartels that are allegedly protected by influential figures, suggesting a broader conspiracy that reaches into the police, government, and beyond.
And I can confirm before the South Africans today that the investigation which these members were involved with in Gauteng has unmasked the syndicate. And this syndicate involves, amongst others, politicians who are currently serving in Parliament. The law enforcement officers include the members of the South African Police Service, the Metro Police, and Correctional Services. They include prosecutors in Gauteng province, the judiciary, and all these are controlled by the drug cartel as well as business people in that province of Gauteng.
These allegations have led to his own life being at risk, as the same forces threatening his detectives appear to target anyone exposing their operations.
Safety of South Africans is in jeopardy. At least Mkhwanazi still has a firearm. He still has a men and women that he works with. He can still somehow protect himself. There are men and women out there that are vulnerable. They've got no one to protect. So we can't be worried about our own safety. We must worry about the safety of the citizens. So ours is to go out there and lay our life to protect them. That is my only concern right now.
Despite these dangers, Mkhwanazi has continued his work, insisting that no one will stop the arrests and investigations into these crimes.
We are continuing with our investigating work, regardless of the challenges that we experience. And I'm sure we have seen of late some major arrest that has been effected as a result. So we're not going to stop. We're going to continue with that as police. So whatever the executive is doing, that is their responsibility. We focus on ours. Yeah, then the difficulty is that my privacy has been compromised, because wherever I walk around and I get people that recognize me and wants to greet me, and that's not what I enjoy the most. Other than that, everything remains the same. So I'm still proud of men and women out there, especially in KZN. On daily basis, they're making arrests, they're recovering illegal firearms, and the successful prosecutions that are happening in courts as a result of the hard-working men and women out there. I think the life of a constable is in danger. The men and women that patrol the streets every day is in danger. The men and women like yourself who are not police officers who walk the streets, you are in danger. You saw the stats that came out yesterday that still men and women still not feeling safe to walk on our streets. It simply tells us that we need to do more in order to prioritize those people. Other than that, for me as a person, well, I'll do whatever I do to protect myself, but I need to care more about those that need my service.
Adding to the tension, National Police Commissioner General Fannie Masemola has intervened by ordering the return of 121 case dockets that were previously taken from the KwaZulu-Natal Political Killings Task Team. These dockets, central to probes into politically motivated killings and related crimes, had been removed on instructions from Deputy National Police Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya, and they sat idle at head office for an extended period. Masemola's directive, announced on the sidelines of the 27th Interpol African Regional Conference, requires that the dockets first undergo verification and duplication before being sent back to Mkhwanazi and his team in KwaZulu-Natal. This process is currently underway, with officials making copies to ensure nothing has been altered. Masemola has stressed that a verification system is in place to detect any tampering, and once complete, the investigations will resume in full force. The removal of these dockets had been a point of contention, with Mkhwanazi claiming it amounted to obstruction of justice orchestrated by Sibiya and former police minister Senzo Mchunu, who has since been placed on special leave pending an inquiry.
On the 26th of March 2025, this year, a total of 121 case dockets that were under investigation were taken away from the task team as directed by a Deputy National Commissioner Crime Detection, a Lieutenant General Sibiya, who was acting on the instruction of the Minister of Police to disband the team. This was done without the authority of the National Commissioner, nor I as a Provincial Commissioner was never informed. These case dockets have since March been sitting at the head office ever since, without any investigation work done on them. 5 of these dockets had already instruction to arrest perpetrators, but nothing has been done because a Lieutenant General Sibiya, being instructed by the minister, executing instruction of the minister, withdrew all these dockets and they're sitting in a archive in his office in Pretoria. God knows why.
Sibiya has maintained that he was simply following orders from higher up, and both he and Mkhunu have denied any wrongdoing. The docket's return marks a significant step toward restarting probes into complex cases, including murders of politicians and taxi-related incidents in Gauteng. Masemola has also announced plans to strengthen the task team by adding more investigators and opening a new branch in Gauteng within the next 4 weeks. This expansion aims to tackle a backlog of unresolved cases, many of which involve intricate planning and execution that make them far from straightforward to solve. The Political Killings Task Team was originally established in 2019 following recommendations from the Moerane Commission, which examined the root causes of political killings in KwaZulu-Natal. The team's mandate focuses on resolving unsolved murders with political motives, particularly in that province, but its work has expanded to include connections across Gauteng and beyond. Mkhwanazi, known for his strong position against corruption and interference, has been vocal about how the docket's removal hindered progress, allowing criminal elements to operate with less fear of exposure. The upcoming Nhlanhla Commission of Inquiry, led by former Constitutional Court Justice Mbuyiseli Nhlanhla, is set to investigate these claims of political interference, though delays due to infrastructure issues from the Justice Department have pushed back its start. Despite this, Mkhwanazi has made it clear that his team's investigations will not pause, and they continue to pursue leads even as the commission prepares to begin.
Well, I didn't call for a commission, so we spoke about what we spoke about in public for the executive to be able to act on it, both at the national level from what the president has announced in terms of a commission as well as parliament. We expect them to take action in order to help us to fight crime as police officers. However, we are continuing with our investigating work regardless of the challenges that we experience, and I'm sure we have seen of late some major arrest that has been effected as a result. So we're not going to stop. We're going to continue with that as police. So whatever the executive is doing, that is their responsibility. We focus on ours.
At the core of this sprawling investigation is the murder of DJ Sumbody, whose real name was John Oupa Sefoka, along with his 2 bodyguards, Sibusiso Mokoena and Sandile Mieza, in November 2022. The incident occurred in Woodmead, outside Midrand, where gunmen unleashed a barrage of bullets on their vehicles. DJ Sumbody and Mokoena were discovered lifeless inside a VW Golf, while Mieza, who was in a separate BMW X5, succumbed to his injuries in the hospital days later. This killing is part of a pattern of targeted attacks on individuals in Gauteng, with several victims meeting their end while in their cars on busy roads. From March 2022 to April 2024, at least 6 men, including DJ Sumbody, fell victim to such precise ambushes. One earlier case involved Hector DJ Vintos Buthelezi, who was hit with 27 bullets outside a nightclub in Soweto in March 2022. His body was found next to his car, riddled with wounds from assailants in a BMW X3. 8 months later came the attack on DJ Sumbody and his guards. Then, in March 2023, Don Tingleni was taken out on the N1 highway. The most recent in this chain was Armand Swart, an engineer, who was targeted in April 2024 while about to enter his workplace in Vereeniging. Allegations suggest he was struck 23 times in a hail of gunfire. These incidents share hallmarks of contract killings, meticulously planned, with intimate knowledge of the victim's movements, and executed with cold precision by dangerous perpetrators. The accused in these cases include Katiso Molefe, Michael Puletau, Tleko Floyd Mabusela, and Musa Gegana. Tau, a former police detective, along with Mabusela and Gegana, were first arrested for Swart's murder in 2024. 2 weeks before recent court developments, they were also charged with the murders of DJ Sumbody, Mokoena, Mieza, Buthelezi, and Tingleni. Molefe was added as an accused, facing counts of conspiracy to commit murder, actual murder, and possession of unlicensed firearms and ammunition. The prosecution has described Molefe as a key figure, a mastermind who is not hesitant to eliminate threats, and has opposed his bail, arguing that state witnesses would be endangered if he were released. His co-accused have chosen not to apply for bail, indicating the gravity of the evidence against them. Investigations have uncovered compelling links through ballistics tests, cell phone records, and financial transactions. Firearms seized during the arrests for Swart's murder have been connected to at least 10 killings, including the attempted assassination of socialite Tebogo Tsobechen in Sandton in October 2023. These same weapons were used in the DJ Sumbody incident and others. The guns were initially tested in Pretoria but showed no matches until they were sent to KwaZulu-Natal, where a political task team linked them to about 14 crime scenes, including those involving the slain DJs in Gauteng. Cell phone analysis has revealed a sophisticated operation. The accused used multiple phones to avoid tracking, switching devices for different jobs. Photos of completed assignments were found on these phones, allegedly taken after killings and sent to those who ordered the hits to secure payment. WhatsApp messages from November 21, 2022, the day after DJ Sumbody's murder, show conversations between Mabusela and Gegana urging Tau to contact Molefe, referred to as K, to arrange payment. Bank records indicate large cash deposits into the accounts of the alleged hitmen shortly after the murders of the musicians in March and November 2022. Molefe is said to have been in constant communication with his co-accused, transferring significant sums of money following DJ Sumbody's death. The motive behind DJ Sumbody's killing traces back to a massive drug theft that exposes deep corruption within law enforcement. In June 2021, police in KwaZulu-Natal discovered 541 kilograms of cocaine, valued at over 200 million rand, hidden in a container at a depot in Isipingo, south of Durban. The drugs, branded with logos including Jaguar and TikTok, were part of an intelligence-led operation involving the Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation Team, Durban Harbor officials, and crime intelligence. The consignment had arrived from Brazil and was destined for Gauteng, pointing to international trafficking routes favoring Durban's port. Months later, in November 2021, this same cocaine was stolen from the Hawks offices in Port Shepstone. Criminals forced open windows, tampered with a safe, and made off with the entire 541-kilogram stash. This breach raised serious questions about security, as the drugs should have been transferred to a police laboratory for proper storage per protocol, but they remained in the office for an extended period. Sources within policing circles suggest the theft was likely an inside job, involving collusion between officers and traffickers. An internal inquiry was ordered, but nearly 4 years later, the public still lacks answers on accountability, fueling suspicions of negligence and cover-ups. The Jaguar branding on the cocaine bricks offers a clue to its origins. A high-ranking member of Mexico's Sinaloa cartel, Jose Antonio Torres Marufo, known to use a Jaguar logo on his bundles to mark ownership, was sentenced to 40 years in a U.S. prison in 2022. The Sinaloa cartel is notorious for bribing officials and has shown activity in South Africa, making this connection plausible. The stolen drugs reportedly resurfaced in Johannesburg's club scene, sold at discounted prices, which angered the original owners. Claims suggest DJ Sumbody became entangled in this fallout, possibly through business ties or indirect involvement in the saga that also implicated a Cape Town businessman. Alternative theories propose that the owners themselves orchestrated the theft to recover their consignment from the insecure Hawks office. General Mkhwanazi's July 2025 press conference tied these elements together, alleging a high-level criminal syndicate operating nationwide, with tentacles in the police, ministry, parliament, prisons, judiciary, and other authorities. He described a Gauteng-based drug cartel importing narcotics from South America as the controlling force, influencing everything from assassinations to investigation delays. Mkhwanazi specifically referenced firearms linked to cases involving high-profile artists like DJ Sumbody, noting that despite identified suspects, prosecutors had not moved forward until recent arrests. He accused Mthunu and Sibiya of shutting down the political killings task team, a move that directly impacted probes into these murders. The arrests of Molefe, Tau, Mabusela, and Gegana came about 2 weeks after Mkhwanazi's revelations, with the state alleging Molefe's connections to the illicit drug trade during his bail hearing in the Alexandra Magistrates Court. Molefe, arrested by Mkhwanazi's team in Gauteng, is portrayed as the middleman who arranged payments after hits, with evidence from cell phone records showing failed calls and messages coordinating funds post DJ Sumbody's murder.
I've known Tao since I was in school in Soweto. I'm aware that he's a member of the South African Police Services. He's stationed at Johannesburg Central Police Station. I was all the more popular amongst my friends, including Tao, because of the fact that I had financial means to finance our social activities. There's nothing untoward with the fact that we would call each other quite often. Tao also on occasion assisted me with security issues relating to people suspected of watching my house in Winchester Hills and also in Sandhurst. Tao would also from time to time, because of financial needs, make loans from me, which often led to it being written off by me. There could be a number of reasons as to why Tao was attempting to contact me. The mere fact that Tao attempted to contact me does not mean that he did so because I'm involved in the murder of Oupa Sefoka.
The investigation has also revealed that the sword assassination was linked to whistleblowing on corruption at Transnet involving millions of rand, with nearly 1 million rand offered to the hitmen for the job. Cell phone data further exposes high-profile organized crime planning, including scene reconnaissance and execution details. This network extends beyond individual killings. The accused are part of a serious crime syndicate, with links to multiple assassinations across Gauteng. For instance, the firearms in their possession match those used in the Tsobechane attempt, where she was targeted as the ex-lover of businessman Vusimuzi Matlala. DJ Sumbody's business connections add another layer. He had ties to figures like suspected gang boss Ralph Stanfield, who faces unrelated charges in Cape Town and has a history of firearm-related issues involving ex-police from Gauteng. Unofficial reports, though denied by Sefoka's family and foundation as baseless smears, suggest his murder stemmed from the disrupted drug consignment that vanished from police custody and reappeared in Johannesburg's underground markets. The family has emphasized that such claims exploit his name for attention, but the court proceedings continue to highlight drug trade links in the accusations against Molefe. As the task team regains its dockets and expands, the investigations promise to uncover more about this syndicate's reach. Masemola's commitment to reinforcing the team and resuming work on these complex cases signals a pushback against interference. Yet, the dangers remain real for Mkhwanazi and his detectives, who operate under constant threat while piecing together evidence that could dismantle a cartel influencing South Africa's criminal landscape. The story of DJ Sumbody's murder and the surrounding threats reveals a tangled narrative of betrayal, power, and hidden motives, all rooted in a stolen cocaine haul that exposed systemic flaws. What do you think should be done to protect General Mkhwanazi and his detectives so that justice can be served against those who killed DJ Sumbody and his bodyguards? Thank you for being part of our community and watching this news bulletin. We're eager to hear your thoughts on today's strange stories. Share them in the comments. Have a thrilling and action-packed weekend, and we'll catch you again tomorrow for more news.